No!
I really love how Shepard just magically gets assault rifles at the random moments.
Spirits, Arya. How did you know you could do that?
I didn't.
Well, of course she didn't know she could do that. Otherwise, she'd be doing it a lot more frequently. She would have just been doing that all the way here, except using a more direct route instead of taking the path which didn't have any shields. Also, I want to briefly touch upon something that, Petrovsky said earlier. He said we were starting a war for the glory of Arya. Really? Is he that naive? Does he legitimately think that's what we're doing here? Because, no! Why would we be starting a war for the glory of Arya? Arya's using us just as much as we're using her. Oh, hey! I am by myself, so I don't really have any powers to utilize. I do have a really fancy gun, buddy. Nice try running away. Somebody else here. You. I'm trying to take care of all of these enemies before I take care of this reactor. Yeah, no. We're doing this to debase Cerberus. We're getting rid of Cerberus, who is, in the grand scheme of things, our enemy.
You can't do this, Commander. There's more at stake than you know. That reactor powers life support systems for dozens of wards across the station. Shut it down and thousands of people perish.
You hearing this, Arya?
Yes, and I don't care. Shut it down! Shepard, don't! Try rerouting power away from the force fields.
Alright, I'm keeping my finger away from the trigger.
Hold tight down there.
Rerouting the power to maintain the other systems.
Are you crazy? We're almost spent. Nyreen, watch your flank.
This is who you're working for, Shepard. She doesn't care who gets hurt.
What are you waiting for? Overload the reactor.
She'd just throw thousands of lives away.
But I won't.
Shepard, Nyreen's down. I'm stabilizing her. You can't reroute power in time. Hit the fucking overload. Now.
This shouldn't be that hard. Maybe something inside is holding you back. Maybe deep down you're starting to think the galaxy might be better off without her. She's never going to learn. She'll never change. Even if you win, Omega loses.
But it loses a little less than with you in charge, buddy. You know, I really wish the Renegade option was actually to shoot that stupid little glowing orb that's projecting that hologram of his. That would be a Renegade option I'd happily press. Ha! And now the war begins.
So be it. All units, battle stations, prepare for attack. Get the demolition crews into position.
You okay?
Despite your best efforts to kill me, your soft heart almost cost me everything.
Quiet, Arya. It worked. Shepard saved us without sacrificing innocent lives. I applaud him.
And look, she's fine.
Whatever. You fought bravely against those mechs in there, Nyreen. Very impressive.
But?
Why can't you bring that same grit when adjutants attack? It's pathetic. You tense up at the mere mention of those abominations.
Lay off. She just saved you.
I'm trying to help her, Shepard. Call it tough love. The war's starting. I don't mean to miss it.
She's never been big on thank yous.
No, she hasn't been. But, I mean, we kind of got a thank you from Nyreen, and I really appreciate that.
Getting reports. All force fields down. Civilians taking to the streets in droves. Cerberus pulling back.
That won't last.
The people don't have the training to go up against Cerberus front lines. They'll be wiped out.
Civilian casualties can't be avoided. You'll have to accept this.
Say what you will, Arya. I won't allow senseless deaths.
Do what you can to protect them.
Of course, Commander.
Arya, Bray here.
Report.
My team is scouting the maintenance tunnels. We've encountered Cerberus forces escorting engineers. They're moving gear. Look to be setting explosives to the station's central support columns.
Bray, engage. Delay them as long as you can. We're coming.
Got it. Roll out, people.
If they detonate the main column, they'll cut off the way to Afterlife. The Talon offensive will be stopped cold.
So we split up.
Yes. Nyreen, lead the frontal assault. Shepard and I will meet you in the markets after we've taken care of those bombs.
Of course. But don't count on me building your memorials if you get yourselves killed.
What? Okay.
I like it when you're feisty.
I understand not building a memorial for Arya, but come on. A little bit for Shepard? Small memorial?
Through the tunnels.
Maybe like some Shepard action figures at the souvenir stores, perhaps?
Don't let them through.
I'm not asking for much, but come on, I've done a lot to save people's lives here. Oh, hang on, was there something over here? There was! I mean, not that I use a sniper anymore, but it's helpful for if I ever want to mix things up a little bit, like I'm getting bored of my super powerful pistol. Alright, Arya, if you would be so kind. Arya. Jeez, you are losing it. Hold on, you're using your shotgun. I want you to actually use your SMG because it has the power magnifier equipped for you. And really, I'm using you mostly for your powers, especially for flare. I know we have to go that way, but I was just considering briefly. I mean, there's a little bit of a path over here. I've got to check it out. I'm sorry. Yes? No? No. I mean, there's a little bit of ammo. It was kind of worth it, kind of not. Ooh, hang on. Okay, I gotta wait for powers to recharge. I did say I wanted to try out that combo that I mentioned from earlier, which, now that I think about it, would have been in a previous episode. So, to remind you guys, it would have been her stuff still recharging. It would have been me hitting warp and then her using her flare for some seriously powerful effects. Unfortunately, her stuff's going to be slow to reload because it looks like weight does affect your companions as well as yourself, but I can't just give her one weapon. I have to give companions 2 weapons, and that kind of sucks a little bit. Because otherwise, I would give her just a really light SMG and have her only use that, because then her flare would recharge almost as fast as mine. If not fast. No, I've got it at the max recharge speed because I can't go any lighter. Well, I could go lighter, but it wouldn't change the outcome of anything. Ow.
We can extend the damage.
Alright, and since there's a room here, I'm gonna check things out. You have a whole room here and nothing worthwhile, Arya. You need to hide more loot around your base.
Let's go.
Well, hold up, First Lady. First of all, there's something here that we want to take a look at.
Cerberus and cleared our first target. ETA to the Gozu district is on track.
Did she? I'm sorry, did Nyreen say Gozer District? As in the World Destroyer Gozer? Gozer from Ghostbusters? I might have to look that up. That's curious. I wonder if that's a reference.
Aaron, found what you wanted. Sending you the coordinates now.
Is that my couch?
What? No, you saw nothing. You saw nothing. And if this couch mysteriously makes its way back to your hidey hole, not your hidey hole, your hangout, I should say, your throne. And again, that is pretty much her throne. Then, you know who to thank. Not Harriet, because he didn't find it. I did. I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, it's probably not a Ghostbusters reference. That would be a little bit... I don't know, that would be a little bit of a stretch, I think. Hey! You're dead. And you're dead. I'd actually be a little bit intimidated by 2, 3 Guardians coming up against me in such a such close quarters is what I wanted to say. Because normally I'd be going through this with a sniper and then aiming through their little mail slots to try and get their heads in order to take them out. Without that, I'd be a little bit... Oh, hey, 4 Guardians.
Shepard, we need to get to the central column before Cerberus sets off those bombs.
I know. But yeah, with a sniper, you ideally want to be further away, especially with those guys slowly creeping up on you. And with close quarters, it's a little hard to do that. But since I have my pistol, and since the bullets go straight through armor, it's not really much of an issue anymore. So I'm pretty glad. Especially considering with the sniper I choose as well is essentially a one-hit wonder. Not a one-hit wonder. You have to shoot and then reload. Shoot and then reload. Whereas with the pistol, I can shoot, what, total of 6 shots. And really, as you saw, 1 shot is enough to kill anybody. Well, okay, not anybody, but those Guardians for sure. How about nope?
Over there! We can get to the bomb controls once the access panels are open.
Got it.
Those bombs just went live. The console is locked. We'll have to manually disable them.
I'm sorry, but what is it with bad guys and countdown timers? I mean, really? If it was me, if I was a bad guy, or say a bad guy was trying to thwart me and I had to install bombs around the place, I don't think I'd put down a countdown timer. I would have just had them go off. Like, hey, somebody is clearly trying to stop me by deactivating my bombs. They're opening the containment panels. They're just gonna blow up straight away, and then they failed. And then, hopefully, they've died. But at the same time, I probably shouldn't be saying that out loud, because Petrovsky might be listening in. Really, he's not that great of a chess player. He's not thinking that far ahead, if we're brutally honest. But at the same time... Oh, no. No turrets. Hate those things. Those are probably the only real threat in the game still from standard enemies. Because I can take care of anything else. And I can take care of a turret relatively quickly. But they can do a serious amount of damage to me in a very short span of time.
Just 1 to go.
But yeah, back to Petrovsky. I remember hearing something about chess players. Like, good chess players think 10 moves ahead, but great chess players think like 2 or 3 moves ahead. And what I think that means is good chess players will have their moves planned out to a huge amount. That much is clear. But great chess players who have a shorter amount planned, they account for every single variable. I think that's what that means. But I could be wrong about that. If you know better than I do, if you know the etymology of that phrase a little better than I do,
This way, Shepard.
and I'm wrong, I'd love to
Over
know
here.
more about it.
We're clear.
Good. Nyreen, things are under control here. What's your situation?
We're advancing through the Gozu district.
Gozu, not Gozer. Okay, I knew it was too good to be a
Keep that flank
reference.
covered.
Yes, boss.
We're holding our own, but Cerberus has started targeting the civilians. Reports of casualties are coming in from all sectors.
Save those you can, and head for the rendezvous point. We'll meet you there.
We'll do what we can. Nyreen out.
So how exactly do we get to Afterlife from here?
I'm thinking the straightforward approach, for a change.
For a change? Very fancy. I've got to hand that to you. I really wish Shepard could do things like that in this game because, I mean, sure, he faces down against Reapers and wins, but he's never done anything as showman-like. Yeah, I'd say showman like that. Sorry, it was the fact that 2 likes were in close proximity to each other that threw me off. Okay. It really kind of bums me out that...
Never mind.
Oh, no. If there's no Talons up there, and if that was Cerberus... Let's be honest, Talon's not going to be throwing anybody out of windows. That can only mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not looking forward to it. Yep. Guy shouting nothing works. It means we're going up against adjutants, unfortunately. And there's only 2 of us, so it's going to be a little bit harder.
There are adjutants here. Track my progress still behind us.
Yes, Arya.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Alright. Still... That's a lot of dead bodies. Still, I get to try out that move I've been waiting to try since I started this recording session.
Looks like they bit off more than they could chew.
We should get a move on.
So there is one possible explanation for why civilians have been kept on Omega. Hostages. Petrovsky, Oleg Petrovsky, probably thought that by keeping hostages, nobody would actually attack somewhere which contains civilians, possibly wiping out a bunch of civilians. Nobody good, except he really underestimated Arya, who does not seem to give much of a damn about these civilians, whether they live or die, as long as Omega gets liberated and she gets her throne back. The only flaw in that plan, of course, is... Well, as Arya quite perfectly pointed out, everybody on Omega is essentially the lawless of the galaxy. Not many people are going to miss them, honestly. Probably.
We should be ready to initiate the next phase of the project on schedule. Before host conversion, we should begin the process of fusing the control implants to the subject's nervous systems. With the current success ratio, we project being able to surpass demand by 300%.
And that's the other potential reason why they kept so many civilians on Omega. Test subjects, essentially, by the looks of it, converting them into adjutants for whatever godforsaken reason.
The first-generation adjutants have been transferred from the containment area and are being outfitted with the implants. The previous batches have been processed and moved to the storage area. We can now control when and where the adjutants convert their victims. Initial testing on various species provides ample proof the virus can adapt flawlessly, regardless of the host used.
Well, that's not disturbing at all. That sounds like they've got sleeper agents all over the galaxy. Or, it sounds like they're planning to have sleeper agents all over the galaxy and could potentially have them already out there. Having adjutants out in the galaxy seems like a really terrible idea. So I know it said that there was...
We're experimenting on adjutants.
Yeah, you're telling me.
That explains the ones we saw earlier.
And explains the room full of dead bodies and why those Cerberus people got launched out of the window. Anyway, there was a third video log. It was essentially the same video log that we walked in on. So don't worry, I didn't want to waste your time, and don't worry, I'm not shortchanging you guys of content.
Security. The doors only open one at a time.
High priority memo. Test adjutants have escaped.